I'm Angela Tolar, your Metro Denver Realtor, and today we're going to talk about the January 2023 numbers for real estate here in the Metro Denver market. So when we look at the numbers for this year, in January of 2022, we saw 2,998 homes close, as compared to January of 2023, where we only saw 2,110 homes close. This is a 30% reduction in the total number of homes that have closed for the month of January year over year. Then if we go ahead and we look at new homes and new listings, one of the things that we see there is that in 2023, for the month of January, there were 2,933 homes that were listed, compared to January of 2022, where there were 3,582 homes that were listed. This is a decrease again of 18% year over year. The next place we see a smaller but still decent sized reduction in numbers is the number of pending listings. So this is the number of homes under contract. In January of 2023, the number of homes under contract was 3,308, as compared to 2022, where the number was 3,647. This is a 9% reduction again year over year for the number of homes that were under contract during the month of January. Next, we want to look at the number of weeks of inventory that are available. Here we see an increase in the number of weeks that are available. In January of 2022, there was only 2 weeks of inventory available on the market at a given time, meaning that if no new houses were put on the market in 2 weeks, all the homes in the Metro Denver would be sold or gone. Where now we're looking at 9 weeks of inventory on market. So we actually have just over 2 months of inventory available around the Metro. This number is really important because a balanced market is considered to be 4 to 6 months worth of inventory on hand. What this means when we look at the 2 weeks in 2022 of available inventory versus the 9 weeks of available inventory we have this year is that we're heading into or currently have a market that is, while still a seller's market, slightly more favorable to your buyer or to you as a buyer. And this is important because it gives you a little more negotiating power when you're submitting an offer and you're working on objections. The next thing that we want to look at is the mean days that a property is listed in the MLS. So a year ago, in 2022, in January, a home was only on the market for 5 days. It's a very short time. That basically means when the house went on the market, you needed to be out there and looking at it within the first couple of days of it being on the MLS. So in January of 2023, what we saw is that the average house was on the MLS for 35 days before it went under contract. This meant that there were 4 full weekends that the home sat on the MLS before they received an offer and went under contract. This actually gives you, the buyer, again, a little more leverage when looking at properties. You actually have time to submit an offer, and you have time to submit a solid offer where you aren't giving away all of your options. The next thing we want to look at is median home price that closed here in Denver. So when we look at single family median home price, in January of 2022, that number was $545,000. In January of 2023, that number actually had come down just a tiny amount to $535,500. So this is a 2% reduction. And a lot of this is being driven by the changes that we saw in interest rate and the fact that there were just fewer buyers out there. There was actually some buying fatigue coming out of COVID. So overall, when you look at the numbers and you look at what's available on the market, January of 2023 has actually been a really good month for buyers because they had a little more leverage in the market than they had during COVID. I hope you enjoyed this update, and I look forward to seeing you next month.